Hello, I had a question from the community asking me, can you use blade templates in Stellify given that it's working with Laravel behind the scenes? And the answer to that question is yes, you can. It didn't occur to me in actual fact that it wouldn't be clear that you can do that. And the reason for that is because it works exactly like you can do exactly with Stellify exactly what you can do in Laravel itself. You can return a view. I'll show you how to do that. So what you need to begin with is a view to return. So if I click into this div and I drop down the quick attribute edit, you can see that I've given it a name. And that's essentially in Stellify how you name a view. You create a view by giving a root element, a single element, a name. You can't give a name to a root. Well, you can name a root in actual fact, but you can't create a template from a top level root. You have to create an element and give it a name. You'll notice within this particular view then we just have directives, and that's why there's nothing showing on the interface. The directives are hidden. I have coded something. I can't say I'm particularly thrilled with it at this point, but it does the job to an extent. If I add this parameter to the URL, you can see that there's a template sitting behind the scenes. There are a few little hiccups there, one of which is I have to use these exclamation marks, because if I just use the curly braces it tries to supplant the variable, and because there's no data in this particular case to pass through, it just ends up blank, so you can't see that middle directive. So there are some problems with that that I'm going to address. I just need to think through how best to do that. But yeah, rest assured, there are directives that are there. As you saw, if you go into edit select element, you can see that there's a for each directive that's looping around this user's variable. So yeah, the next thing we will need to do is go to the code editor. So let's go across and find a controller. I've set up this users controller, and as you can see, there are users in an array of arrays, and this is the key here, this return view method. The view method exists in Laravel. It's not a Stellify method, and it works exactly the same way as it does in Laravel. It's got this parameter. The first parameter is the name of the view, so users. As we saw, we've got that view that we've created, and the second parameter is the data that we're passing through with a key that we're going to use to access it. The last thing that you would need to do, and I have already done, is in the at the top level of your root, you can access the select controller method. Drop down, and you choose the user's controller. You choose the method. I've already done this. It's already hooked up. So all that's really left to do is to actually view the page as it would be rendered in production. And to do that, we just come out of the editor, but we still hit the same root. And there you can see we have our two names that have been printed out to the screen. You can basically do everything that's possible in Stellify that's possible in Laravel. So you can use components, sections, all the directives that exist in Laravel. You can make use of them in Stellify to create server-side rendered views. So have a play around, see what you can do. And if you have any further questions, or you come across any issues, then just drop me a line on social media, and I'll either get back to you or I'll create another video if it's something that warrants doing so. Thanks for listening. I hope that helps.